As you can see, we're back on the Ranchero. So I'll show you what I was working on when we left off on the last video, which I did take care of, and then I'll show you something else I've moved on to. So in the previous video, I left off where I was going to make the closeout for this. And by closeout, I just mean this right here. So I still have clearance for the drive shaft to get through, but dirt and debris won't get up in through there. I still got to finish welding it, but I wanted to get that taken care of before I start putting sheet metal in. This will all be closed off with the sheet metal for the floorboard. And then the other thing that I started working on was getting this sheet metal in place, and I'm just going to do plug welds. And once I get the car moved, I'll show you what the other side looks like so you can get an idea what we're shooting for. In this video, I plan to at least obviously get this in place, and I want to start sheeting the floor, and I'm not sure exactly how far I'm going to go with it. I still need to put some bosses in, or some mounting points for the seat rails. So we might get the seats out and get those set back in here. And I also have a piece of equipment that I need to put together, and I'll get that put together and show it to you when the time is right on that. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and get the garage set up to do some cutting of the sheet metal, and we'll get the car moved over. But if you remember, on the driver's side, this panel had a bunch of holes in it. So you can kind of see the outline of this weld right here. That's where I plug welded. So the other side will get this treatment, and then I've still got to finish welding along the pinch weld. And that's just going to be the way it is. And if you're not familiar with body drops, this is just a necessary evil. I believe in this car, if I remember right, the floorboard used to sit down below this by about 4 inches, and now we're up by about 2.5 inches. So obviously the floor raises and the seats are going to be higher. So that's one of the things I got to work through. But right now I am going to get this last piece installed that goes here, and then we'll start doing some sheeting, getting some sheet metal in place after I get that side welded up. So you just saw there, we did some welding. We are going to get the fix-it wheel. I'm going to grind down all of these plug welds and the tack welds up here. And I'll come back once I have that done. And then I think we're going to start putting some panels, or cutting some panels, measuring and cutting some panels for this back shelf. I think that's where I want to start. And then we'll go from there. Well, we are ready to start making some sheet metal panels for the floor. We're going to start back here. I've already measured this out and transferred that measurement to the sheet metal right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. When I come back, I will have this piece as well as the other piece, and I'm going to have enough that I should be able to cut this piece out of this offcut right here. So when I come back, we'll have those kind of fit in place, and then we can start on these bigger pieces. It sure would be nice if going to work meant walking from my back door to the garage door, but let's take a little look at what I did get done last night. So I went a little bit further than what I mentioned I was gonna do. I got all this is just cut. I haven't welded anything in place. The item that I told you I was going to be putting together is a bead roller. So I think that's my next step. I don't know the rules, but I think I want to put a bead in these pieces back here. Back here. These are about 6.5 inches wide by, well, I guess they're about 6.5 inches by 23.5 inches, give or take. And I think I want to put a bead in those. So I think at this point, there's still 4 pieces I need to make. One is going to be this filler piece here, and then the piece that closes the side right here. And I am only going this far for now. I need to cut a couple pieces of 1x and put some angles in over here, and then I'll move forward. I also think I want to change the transmission output shaft seal, get that taken care of before I close all this in. It's something I can do from underneath, and I may still do that. I'll have a lot of work to do underneath regardless. Yeah, I'm going to get that bead roller put together, and I'm going to start figuring out how to roll beads. Alright, so here you can see I did put a bead in this piece back here, and I also put a bead in this piece, and I've punched some holes in it to the plug welds. I will say the bead roller that I bought, obviously I put some beads in those pieces, but it is lacking. This base is kind of terrible. It is not very solid, and that's causing some issues when I'm trying to turn this crank here. You know, in one direction it works fine, or at one part of the rotation it works fine, but then when I get to the bottom, then it transfers the weight down here and then wants to turn. That being said, I think I might be able to drill some holes in this and put it on some 4x4s, and that might make things better. But anyway, this does work. It's cheap. I knew it was cheap, and I'm not surprised I have issues. That being said, this was my first piece, just a practice piece, and you can see the line that I put on here, and it's fairly straight. Because of the transition or the transfer of force during the rotation and the bottom wanting to turn, it initially did kind of go off track, but I was able to get that back on, and it takes a couple times of going forward, backward, and tightening this, what I'm going to call tensioner. I am working with 16 gauge metal. On Amazon it said that it would do 16 gauge, however the instructions say 18 gauge, so it's working. And maybe I'm new to this, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I think that for what we're doing, I'll be able to get through it. I just wanted to share how things are going. So at this point, what I'm going to do, I'll probably punch the holes in this piece here, and I'll probably weld these 2 pieces in, and if I have time this evening, I'll get these 2 side pieces cut for the transmission tunnel, and I'll probably put some beads in those openings just because I can. I'm not real worried about how good these look or how good they don't look, because I'm going to be doing a sound deadener, and this will be carpeted. You'll never see any of what I'm working on right now. You guys aren't going to believe what happened. Yet again, another 8-hour day working for the man got in the way of progress. That being said, if you'd like to help a brother out, maybe consider commenting and hitting subscribe. So all those things actually do help the channel, and it's free. You just like, comment, subscribe, and YouTube will show this to other people, and it actually helps me help you. Consider that. But let's take a look. But I'll go ahead and show you where I stopped last night. So here we have this piece in. Obviously the bead's in it. I did poke some holes in it and plug welded it, as well as the other side over there. If you see that seat right there, what I'd like to get done this evening is get these panels marked and come up with where I want to put the bosses for mounting the seats. And what I'll end up doing is welding is I'll end up welding those bosses to these crossbars and come up with a structure under here. I'm not sure yet what, but before we can get the sheet metal in down here, we need to make some mounts for these seat rails. So what I've done here, as you can see, I've marked the sheet metal for where my supports are that run this way. And then I've also kind of traced where this is going to go. So now what I need to do is figure out how I'm going to mount this to a hard mounting point. So what I've decided to do is make some tabs that come off of the rail. And if you remember, if I recorded it, we had to cut off the factory brackets that fit in the 99 Honda Accord. So now we can make flat brackets, and that's what I'm trying to work on now. And I'm going to make some 2" by 2" brackets that mount on the inside so you don't see them out here. So here I have 8 of them marked out. Hopefully you can see there. These are all marked out with the center holes marked. I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill these. Once these are drilled and cut, I'll mount them on these rails. I just want to show you this so that if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing, this is kind of a crucial step. You want to get this done before, otherwise you're going to be drilling these holes while it's on the seat, and it's just going to be a lot easier to do at this point. I have officially gotten a text message. I've officially ran out of time. I will show you. I did get these tabs cut and drilled. These will be welded onto the seat rails, and then I've got hardware here. I'll need to weld in the what I'm calling bosses, or the anchor points that will be on the bottom side of the sheet metal. That's what the next video will be on this car. So if you're interested in seeing how I do that, stay tuned. If this is your first time watching my channel and you're seeing those colors on the fender, I'm looking for an accent color to put down the center section of the car to break it up. The car is going to be a satin black, or at least that's what I'm thinking at this time. The interior will be black, and whatever color I go with on that center section will be in the stitching. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll stick around and come back on the next video.